The knock came just after sunset, heavy and deliberate. I wasn't expecting anyone. Frontier worlds rarely saw visitors, and fewer still came after dark. When I opened the door, I froze. She stood taller than most humans, her dark blue skin marked with faint silver lines that glowed softly in the dim light. Her eyes, golden, tired, unafraid, locked onto mine. Behind her, two small figures clung to her cloak. "I am Velira, widow of House Corrin," she said, "and I have nowhere else to go." That alone was dangerous. Alien noble titles carried enemies. But it was what she said next that changed everything. "I will share your bed, human, if you ensure my children survive." I didn't answer right away, not because of shock, but because I understood the weight of those words. This wasn't desire. It was desperation. Her mate had died in the border war. Her house had fallen. On her world, a widowed female without clan protection was prey. Her children, Torrin and Lysa, were marked for reallocation, a polite word for disappearance. "I'm not a king," I said carefully. "I'm just Caleb Ward, a human farmer on a quiet planet." She met my gaze. Humans are feared for a reason. You protect what is yours. I looked at the children. Torrin stood between his sister and the galaxy like a shield far too small for his body. That was when I knew. "Come inside," I said. Velira didn't relax, not even after the door closed. She studied everything, exits, windows, shadows, a warrior's instincts trapped in a mother's body. That night, we talked. Not about beds, not about deals, but about survival. Her people, the Salati, valued strength and lineage above compassion. Her mate had been strong, but honorable, too honorable. His death left her exposed. "You owe me nothing," I said. "I'll protect the kids without." She raised a hand. "No. Among my people, protection requires balance. If you risk yourself, I must give something equal." I didn't like it, but I respected it. The agreement was simple. I would shelter them, register the children under human colonial law, teach them how to live without fear. What she offered was trust, presence, partnership. The nights were quiet, separate rooms, shared meals. The children learned fast. Human food, human laughter, human stubbornness. Velira watched it all with something like disbelief. "You do not strike them," she said once. "No," I replied. "We teach them." Something in her broke open that day. The Salati did not forget lost property. The hunters arrived at dawn, 3 armored figures with plasma spears and legal warrants written in blood law. "They are mine," Velira whispered. "Do not interfere." I stepped forward anyway. "On this world," I said, "children choose their future." They laughed, until I didn't move, until I stood between them and my door like the planet itself had decided to say no. The fight was fast. Ugly. Human fast. I bled. They retreated. That night, Velira tended my wounds with shaking hands. "You risked everything," she said. "So did you," I answered. That was the first night she came to my room, not as payment, not as fear, but as someone who finally understood she wasn't alone. The door closed. The galaxy stayed outside. Time changed us. The children grew stronger, louder, happier. They called me Caleb Father without asking permission. Velira changed too. She laughed. She slept without armor. She argued with me about crops and politics and whether humans were insane for keeping dogs as pets. One evening, she stood beside me watching the sunset. "The pact is fulfilled," she said. "You owe us nothing now." I looked at her, at the family we had become. "I never did this because of a deal," I said. She searched my face, then nodded once. Salati acceptance. HFY wasn't about conquest. It wasn't about dominance. It was about this. When a desperate mother knocked on a human door, the door opened, and it never closed again.